Good afternoon, and welcome back to another episode of Unstoppable. This is amazing. You're going to love this lady. I'm going to let her introduce herself because her resume is so huge and so long. I don't even know where to highlight because I'd highlight the whole thing. So I want to thank you so much for being here today and tell us who you are, what you do, and what you're about because my bio on you is like 2 pages.
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. And my name's Claude Racine Valinsky. Legally just Claude Racine, because that shit is like a nightmare to change your name. I don't know who came up with that process. But I was a professional dancer for 18 years out of Los Angeles and a professional backup dancer, just to clarify. And when COVID happened, the whole industry shut down. And I had really bad postpartum depression and anxiety at the same time because I had just had my son, January 2020. And every day I would wake up and just beg the Lord Savior to just please help me find something to do with my time. And one day, a year later, this opportunity came up to do like direct sales for skincare and makeup. And I thought, wow, I haven't put on makeup in a year. I haven't washed my face in a year. And I think that would be fun. So I did that. And then a year and a half later, I was literally canceled from that company for posting something real about weight and weight loss. And they completely shoved me out of the company. And then a month later, I decided to start coaching online and help women do basically the same thing that I did for myself, which was lose 35 pounds, reverse my Hashimoto's, and heal postpartum depression and anxiety.
That is amazing. How did you lose the weight? What was your secret to your huge weight loss?
Definitely adopting an anti-inflammatory diet. So when I learned about inflammatory foods that were like that, it's literally the root cause of all disease, of all chronic disease, diabetes, cancer, autoimmune. When I started that and removed gluten, dairy, I had to remove soy and alcohol from my diet. And also when I learned that weight training for women, like actually building muscle, is the key to healing, those two things together, and healing my gut through obviously food, but also all natural supplements, I began to like deflate. And that's how I also reversed my autoimmune disease
Without medication.
without any medication.
That's amazing. Because
Yeah.
you don't see that anymore. Like now, everybody's like, "Here, you need this pill. You need this pill. Just pop it. Take this pill. Take this pill." And I've never done that. I'm like, I don't want them.
No,
I hate that. I don't want that in my body.
same. The first doctor I went to who told me I had Hashimoto's put me on a thyroid medication. And what's interesting is just because you have Hashimoto's doesn't mean there's anything wrong with your thyroid.
Right. Now, for people who don't know what Hashimoto's is, can you tell them what that is?
Yeah, so it's an autoimmune disease, meaning the body is attacking itself, and it does attack the thyroid. And they don't really know what triggers it, but a lot of women who have given birth for some reason find themselves with Hashimoto's. It's caused by a lot of inflammation in the body, and we have too many antibodies. And when you eat something like gluten, so are you ready for this? The makeup of gluten resembles the makeup of the thyroid.
Oh,
Okay. When
wow.
you eat gluten, you send your body into an inflammatory state. And now those antibodies start attacking the gluten, but they also start attacking your thyroid because they can't tell the difference. Now, if you deal with, or if you go long enough without healing it, you will eventually have thyroid problems. But if you catch it early enough and you eliminate gluten and other things, you're good.
How do you just give up bread?
If I know it's killing me, I just give it up.
It's so good. No.
But so is like I got
It's
so
life.
sick of looking at myself and being miserable and like not being happy with who I was. Like, I've been a professional dancer my whole life. I've been athletic. I've looked a certain way. I've been a sensual, sexy dancer my
Yes.
whole adult life. And now I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm inflamed. I'm overweight. I did not recognize myself, and I was so miserable. So if giving up bread is going to give me my sanity back and my health back and my confidence back, bye bread.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Thanks for playing. Bye.
So what do you eat? You don't have bread. You don't have cheese. You have no cheese either.
No cheese. Now, here's the thing. I was like laser focused when I started healing about 1.5 years ago. I was like this. I didn't cheat. I didn't look at gluten. I may have smelled it once or twice because people had pizza around me, but
Oh, that's right, the pizza. Oh,
I didn't cheat. Like for about 6 months, I gave it up completely. Once I like healed, I want to say like 9 or 10 months into my journey, I adopted what I call the 90-10 life, which is 90% completely on plan and 10% I can have like a donut here if I want, or a glass of wine, or a bowl of pasta. And so for the last 4 months, I've been prepping for a competition. I just had it on Saturday. And so yesterday we went and had Mexican food, and I allowed myself to have a tortilla or 3 and
okay.
cheese dip. But when you're healing, when you start your healing journey, you can't go back and forth between it. You just have to cold turkey be like goodbye to give your body the chance to heal.
How'd you do in your competition?
I mean, not good. I placed 3rd place in one category, 4th in the next, and 5th in the other one. But it's like, it wasn't about the medal. It was just about doing it.
Yeah. I saw the pictures of you doing it with the 20-year-olds, and you were phenomenal. Like,
Thank you.
seriously. And you were
Thank
like, I got last place. I'm like, are you kidding? I would be ecstatic. You looked gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Yeah.
What do you do when your family eats like pizza and bread and cheese on everything? And you're sitting there and you're like, how do you do it?
It's just so easy for me to choose my health and my well-being and my mental health. It's just discipline. And I look at myself like I'm a motherfucking Lamborghini, okay? And there's a certain type of fuel that goes in this body, and that's not it. So if you want to keep treating your body like a Honda, that's fine, but I'm not.
I like that analogy.
And my son and my husband, they eat the same foods I eat. Sometimes like my son will have like a granola butter and jelly sandwich. Like obviously I'm not having that for lunch, but it's very rare. My mom and dad and like brother and stuff, like they might eat other stuff, but I'm not around them that much.
Right. Yeah, I saw the video of your son with that piece of chocolate. It was so cute. He was like, oh, can I do it? Can I? No, no. And he waits on you. It's just so, I mean, what a cutie. This kid is so cute. And
Yeah.
the thing is, my daughter, being that she now does eat orally, she eats more high caloric things because her mouth is so small. And she basically has a non-existing tongue, and so she has to have everything soft, and like cheesecake is her favorite. She can eat it all day long, and I'm fine. I don't want it. I'm like, have at it. But she likes all the foods that you're like, nah. Like she'll cheese dip. Like, she want to go through Zaxby's and get like 9 soft chocolate chip cookies, and I'm like, yo, dude, that's way too much. How about you spread that over a 3-day period, maybe? I'd have like one, little by little. And then she's like, Mom, there's there's no calories in fruit. There's no, like, I have her eat a banana every day. And she's like, this is so boring. And I'm like, but it's good for you. And she's like, but, I, no. And she drinks a ton of water. I make her drink water. She loves coffee. She loves Starbucks. I'm like, that's a dehydrant. I mean, you need to come on and drink some water. And, she's like, oh, I'm going to have this and that. And I watch her eat it. And I'm like, but I make her eat her fruits and vegetables too. But, for caloric reasons, she's got to eat higher things and calories, which are all the fattening foods that we're not supposed to eat right now.
I mean, there are very high caloric, healthy fats and foods you can eat always.
Like what? What can I make?
Like avocado. I mean, my husband eats 5,000 calories a day of nothing but healthy foods. Lots of avocado, lots of cruciferous veggies, lots of protein, lots of olive oil, ghee, eggs. That's basically our diet. Arugula, we eat lots of steak. Those calories will add up, trust me.
So as a backup dancer, did you have someone that you absolutely loved working with?
I loved working with, not a lot of people know her, but she was a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills. Her name's Erikay Jayne.
I
And
have heard of her. She's
yeah,
hilarious.
I only worked with her, I think 3 times, but like her and her whole team, they just always took care of us. Like we were treated like celebrities. Um, she was awesome. And then I also went on tour with Corbin Bleu. He was from High School Musical.
No.
And that was probably like one of my favorite jobs ever.
Uh-huh. I want
Yeah.
to ask about J-Lo because you always hear.
Yeah, I did one video with J-Lo and like she's just I love J-Lo. Like
Really?
yeah, I'm a huge fan of who she is as a woman, like her business
Oh,
ethic.
absolutely. They say she's difficult to work with.
I think people say she knows what she wants.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that.
And she's all about work. And I'm the same way. Like when we're at work, when we're in rehearsal, a lot of people confuse like, oh, it's fun, we're dancing and people talk, and it's like a very like unorganized environment. But she comes in, she means business, and she knows what she wants and she's going to get it. She's not going to settle for less. What I loved about her is she walked in the room and acknowledged us. And there's a lot of people who we work for who don't even say hi when they walk in the room.
Yeah,
And
that says a
that's
lot.
a yeah, that's a weird, it's like, hi, hello, no, nothing. Like, you don't have a show without me. You know that, right?
Yeah.
No,
In fact,
nothing.
someone that you absolutely didn't like working with at all that you don't want to name drop. Oh,
I think like the hardest person to work for was Toni Braxton.
really?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Huh. It's
Yeah. She
a
just
difficult.
wasn't like super friendly, and like I don't think she liked me at all, which is fine, but it's a difficult environment to be in when like you just feel a lot of hate coming towards you.
Yeah. But how could she hate you? You're like so easy to talk to and so personable. I don't get it.
I think it's I don't know. People get very insecure in that industry, like very insecure.
Do you have a person that you just jaw dropped over, like a celebrity moment when you're like, I can't believe I'm here working with this person?
Oh my God. When we were on the set of Will and Grace, first of all, I did do a video with Chris Brown and that was surreal. And he was so nice and he was like gonna let me sit in his Lamborghini, but then we had to like shoot the next scene and I was like, damn it. Um he's just so chill and nice. But when I did Will and Grace and my scene was to work with Megan Mullally and Sean Hayes, I literally like if you have to act normal, right? Like you
Yeah.
can't, you're working with them.
Right.
I was just like, I can't believe I'm teaching them how to do tap. Like this is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah. She looks like she would be so much fun.
Um,
Uh oh.
listen, I can't lie. We did not start off on a good foot,
Oh,
but then we were fine. I think, she choreographed at one point in her life and she is
I
a
did.
dancer, and like I think we came in and we were young looking and hip hop looking, and she didn't think that like we had any training. And then all of a sudden I started doing jazz and she was like, oh, okay. Um, she like invited us to her trailer to like go over choreography. But when she first got there, my husband and I were ready. We had spent like 2 hours choreographing a number for her and the Anthony, her actor, like her co-actor in the scene. And she starts dancing and I go, oh yeah, that's exactly what I envisioned, was you like coming through the door, shenanigans to the table. And she goes, yeah, let's just like do this organically. Meaning let me choreograph it and you just go over there and that's it. So she starts choreographing the whole scene. And I'm sitting over there like, and then they get stuck on this one part. And Anthony goes, well, why don't we ask them? Like, that's what they're here for. And she was
Right.
like, okay, yeah, let me see what you got. Then backstage after rehearsal, she comes up to us. She's like, hey guys, like, I'm sorry about rehearsal. It's just, we've had some really shitty choreographers in here and I just don't trust them, but I really like you guys. So then we were like, okay. But when it first started, I was like, no, Megan, don't, please. I love you.
Have you ever thought about doing like Dancing with the Stars?
No, I have not thought about dancing since I left 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to ever go back to that industry.
Because you guys make the cutest videos together. They're so cute. You keep doing that at least?
Yes, we'll always like keep doing our TikToks, but
Yeah.
professionally, hell no. I'm good.
So you went through, you had this cute little boy with his hair. Where does he get his curly hair from? Your husband?
Oh, he literally looks just like my husband. Okay, what this is my husband. Okay,
That's actually your husband when he was a baby?
that's actually my husband when he was little.
I thought that was your son.
But that's what I'm saying. They are actual twins. This is like, where's a picture of him? Oh my gosh, I have so many. But like,
Oh, yeah. He that's his mini me.
he's a spitting image of his dad. Like, I don't even know if I'm in there at all. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm fine.
Do you want to have any more?
Never.
Never
No.
again. So
No.
how did you get over the postpartum depression? Because I mean, like a day with that I hear is just brutal.
I mean,
A year.
yeah. I mean, I was like suicidal for a year. I didn't want to live this life anymore. It threw me for such a loop that I wasn't ready for. And I think people will be like, well, to get out of depression, you just have to change your mind. But when you're depressed, you can't change your mind.
Right. Yeah.
No control over it. Like so I just kept moving. I kept going to the gym. I kept taking walks, and I kept doing the things I knew I needed to do with my body. And eventually my mind caught up. And then eventually I learned that all of the shit I had been eating my whole life, because I was this big, I could eat what I want, right?
Yeah.
Coke, like Coca-Cola, like, I mean, I would have Taco Bell, McDonald's, like as a dancer, I was like, I was eating whatever. You travel a lot, you eat like bad, bad, bad. And I learned that had I had an anti-inflammatory diet while I was pregnant, that I probably could have reduced the chances of having postpartum, because it's all connected, the gut, the hormones, the brain. So once I started to learn more about that and getting that in check, that also helped. Like I just became like clear-headed and but in the beginning it was just get up, go work out in the garage, because COVID was happening. You couldn't go to the gym. And eventually my mind caught up to that.
And then you just, after a year, just kind of changed your diet, you changed everything. So you get over that. And now what do you think is like the top reasons that is preventing women from actually losing their weight? What do you think is causing that?
Well, I believe that it's all like, it's gut related, it's liver related, which affects your hormones. And now you can't lose weight. Now you're dealing with estrogen dominance, you're dealing with insulin resistance and inflammation in the body that is causing your body to just hold on to all this weight and not properly metabolize and detox all the shit it needs to.
Do you believe in fasting, or is that like a big?
I love fasting. Love.
Just doing water, or do you fast for everything altogether? And what's fasting look like to you?
Yeah, just water fast. So I'll do like 1 36-hour fast a week. And I just do water and electrolytes and MCT oil if I need the energy. And that's it.
And you haven't had any complications from fasting like that?
No, like fasting is like the natural way for the body to heal. The things that are happening in your body when you fast are amazing.
That's amazing. See, I think that I don't do sweet tea. I do unsweet tea for the caffeine. And like I can't be without that. That's the only thing I won't be able to do without. But that's my only vice is the unsweet tea. But I mean, that's where I want to be able to go to is the tea. But are you drinking unsweet tea? No, you're just drinking. What are you
I
drinking?
drink coffee. I drink 1 cup of coffee every morning.
See, and if you could see, like, so what do you think that women are doing so wrong? They just, because they have so much going on in their life, they just pick up something quick and just eat whatever it is just to.
The food is wrong, the sleep is wrong, and the stress is wrong. Women don't put themselves first, and that's your first mistake.
I'll be the first to admit that. Absolutely right.
Moms, especially, you take care of everybody else, and you're just, food is, it's either healing you or it's killing you. There is no in between. There is no, well, I only eat this much of it. It's killing you. Whatever you put in your mouth is either healing you or it's killing you. And that's the biggest culprit. And then women don't get enough sleep, and then they don't manage their stress. And now you've got a formula for disaster.
You know, one thing I've learned, honestly, that really resonated with me, that a lot of the clients I work with said, was that they would sit there, especially going through the actual abuse, that they would sit there when they had a minute by themselves and they would just shove food in their face. And it was because it was the only thing they could control. You know, you can't control what he's going to do next or she's going to do next. And so they would just cram food in their mouth, even things they hated the taste of. But they felt like, if I just did that and I got that quick fix where that sugar fix comes on and makes you feel better about yourself, that was a way for them to have control over something. And they lose themselves in that food. And then they also have told me numerous times that it's a way for them to feel like not only do they have control, but maybe if they made themselves feel like they look on the inside, on the outside, then maybe their attacker will stop abusing them. And I never thought of it that way. I mean, it makes perfect sense, because if you're not attractive and you're being told you are not attractive every single day, then that's what you believe. That's your norm. That's what you hear from that person that you're supposed to be with.
Yeah. Yeah. I've definitely never dealt with abuse, and the sad thing is like, you're using food as a coping mechanism, right? And that's where the danger lies, is I'm an emotional eater, or I'm so tired, so I turn to wine and food to cope.
Yes.
So I like to teach my clients to let go of the need to have anything to cope. Just confront your life, confront what's happening with nothing. Be happy with nothing. Don't sit there and think happiness lies in a cup of coffee or lies in pizza or in a glass of wine. Happiness is really finding joy and gratitude in life without any of those things.
Makes perfect sense. What is the average? What should women expect to lose a week in weight?
I mean, a healthy weight loss is between 1 to 2 pounds a week, right? Anything above that, you're in such a caloric deficit that your body's not getting the proper nutrients. And then it's not sustainable. So you won't be able to keep that weight off. You'll just freak out and be like, okay, now I need food or something,
Right. Because a lot of women say, oh, when they first start trying to lose weight, they lose like 5 or 10 pounds in the first week or whatever. And then
that's inflammation, though. That's not fat. That's literally water weight that you're holding on to, and inflammation. And like, you can't lose 5 pounds of fat in a week. You can't.
But you can gain 5 pounds in a week.
You cannot gain 5 pounds of fat in a week. You can gain 5 pounds of like water weight. So when you eat carbs, you hold on to more water. Your body's right? Or yeah, depending on where you're at in your cycle, if you're like in week 4 or week 2, your estrogen levels are higher, meaning your body's going to hold on to more fat. But you cannot gain 5 pounds of fat in a week. That's water weight.
See, that's a lot of misconceptions that we have as women, is thinking that we can, or that you can lose this much in a week. You see all these ads, oh, I lost 10 pounds the first week or whatever. And you're like, that's impossible. I don't know how you can do that. That's crazy.
Not 10 pounds of fat. You didn't. There's no way. Think about how long it took your body to gain 10 pounds of fat.
Right. I think more people are hung up on the weight number on the scale than how they feel.
Yes.
I'm one of them.
That's why all my clients have to take photos, because I need to see like what is going on with your body, because you're changing your body composition. Most of my clients don't have any muscle. They've been told to do cardio. I lost 30 pounds without doing any cardio. You need to build muscle, and then that's what's going to get the fat to go away. And then your muscle absorbs the carbs that you eat. So it's all energy. Your muscles are energy. Your fat is energy. If you don't have muscles when you eat carbs, where is that energy going? It's going to your fat. But if you have muscle, those carbs are going to get soaked into your muscle. And then women are like, but I don't want to get bulky and I don't want to look big. You can't. Women are not hormonally designed to get bulky. Like, you have to get on massive amounts of testosterone and probably some kind of steroid to like be big.
Right.
Like,
we're not designed that way.
we are not.
Right.
Nope.
Yep.
Too much estrogen. We're designed to be a little bit more fat, and that's okay.
That is okay. You have a new class coming up that you're going to be working and
Yes.
doing. What is that?
It's the ultimate reset, hormone reset course. So I'm helping women understand what is going on in their bodies. Like, the biggest win that I get from most of my clients is they start to fix their food, and all of a sudden their cycles change in a positive way. They have less PMS symptoms. They have lighter blood flow. They don't have any cramps. And it's like, I'm teaching in this course what is causing these hormone imbalances in your body, and how do we fix that through nutrition, fasting, all that stuff.
Now, can you do it if you no longer have a cycle?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got an extra bonus like menopause course, and also for my postpartum women that are out there, trying to, when you're pregnant, your hormones go up to 300% hormone levels, and then you give birth and they drop.
Yeah.
That's why you feel cuckoo. But that also happens every single month on our cycle. But if you don't have a cycle, absolutely fine. There's also ways to, we're like linked to the moon cycle. So that's how we calculate that for my menopausal women.
Right. What about if you haven't been through menopause yet, but you don't have a cycle anymore?
Same thing. Like, if you have like a hysterectomy or something like that. Yeah, same thing. We just line you up to the moon cycle. And I mean, I have a few ladies who have hysterectomies, and just changing their foods like literally changes how they feel and how their body responds. And you still have hormones even though you have a hysterectomy. So
right. Yeah. Some of them don't have to do hormone replacement. They just, it depends if you've had a full hysterectomy or if you had like the ablational hysterectomy or things like that. So yeah. So I had a lot of women that have gone through abuse have had to do that. So.
Oh wow. Yeah. Crazy.
Yes. So how do we go about getting onto your new program? When is the rollout date?
May 1st is going to be the first day. And right now I am releasing like a free hormone guide. So you can follow me on @glowupwithclaude on Instagram. And you can follow along for all the details of when that's launching and everything.
I sent you a friend request because I want to keep in touch with you, and on Facebook.
Right.
And where else can everybody find you so that they can come to you? And you also offer coaching. Like, what does your one-on-one coaching entail?
Yeah, so I do fitness, nutrition, and mindset training. You can either do like a group program. Every Saturday we have a group call with all the clients where I do mindset training. You can ask questions, or you can work with me more closely one-on-one. And that's where I look at like your blood work, and I do personal like supplementation and hormone guidance and stuff like that. And we meet twice a month on Zoom privately. And I help you with like your daily routine and really creating a solid morning routine, evening routine, how to put yourself first. Because like I said, I think women really struggle with that.
Yeah. And so many of us need a reset.
So yes. And that's what saved me. Like I do this because this is what saved me. And now I just realize I have to pay that forward now and help other women, because it's crazy what we don't know about our own bodies.
Or we have this misconception of, because so many people think it's this way when it's not, and then they follow this way and it does more damage than it does good. Like, it's pointless. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you have any other way people can get a hold of you that we haven't listed? I'm gonna list everything down in the show notes for everybody anyway, but
my main hub is Instagram @glowupwithclaude. I do have a Facebook, Claude Racine. But I'm not as active on there as I am on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok, Glowed Up with Claude. And that's, but again, it's like weird to message on TikTok. So I'd rather you just go to Instagram and DM me there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, we ask everybody to give us one of their favorite quotes before we head off. Do you have a favorite quote to share? Oh, on the spot moment.
Oh my God. A favorite quote, huh?
Mhm.
Let me see. I've got some good ones. Some good ones of my own, you know?
That's the way you want everybody to end quoting you, not quoting somebody else. You want them
Well,
to.
yeah, that's what I teach my business clients. Is like, don't be posting other people's words, post your own words.
Absolutely.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna find a really good one. Oh, this is good. Are you ready?
Yes.
We are all fucked. Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
It's awesome.
Like, at the end of the day, this is welcome to planet Earth.
Right? That's the way to, that's it. Who needs it? Drop the mic. It's done. It's over.
That's it. And if you haven't noticed, I am not the coach that's going to placate you and make you feel good about the excuses you're making.
Right.
I am here to help you heal. And those excuses are keeping you from healing. They're actually killing you. So there's no way in hell I'm going to make you feel good about them.
I have to tell you, like, I went and started watching your videos, and it was almost like, okay, I'm gonna watch one more. I'm gonna watch one. They are hilarious. Even like it's so funny. You're just like, okay, let's talk about your vagina, and then you're like, oh,
Power of the vagina. Don't forget it.
right? And I mean, you're hysterical, and I'm like, I bet you not only is she hilarious, but she will like put your ass where it needs to be very quickly if you cross that line. I can see that like without hesitation. But your videos are hysterical. It's like just take a moment, go watch any of them where she's on there by herself, and she is just like, all right, enough excuses about this, that, and the other. And she was like, it's a freaking vagina.
You have a vagina, like you carried life. Most of my clients carried life. Like most of my followers carried life in your body. And now you can't say no to bread. No.
When you said that, like, okay, listen, this is gonna suck. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be challenging. It's not gonna be fun. But if you give birth, you can do this. Shut up.
Just shut. And you know what? Like, I don't I don't feel sorry for anyone because that's not going to help you. You need people like you who have experienced abuse. You don't need someone to feel sorry for you.
No,
You
I
need
don't want it.
someone to be strong for you. And I cannot help you by keeping you in that victim place. We got to get out of there. And we got to get out of there quick.
Right. But I don't know. When I'm listening to you, I'm like, how do you take her seriously when she's like, listen, listen. Our bodies do all of this, and men just stand there. I'm like,
I'm definitely coming back as a man next lifetime. Like this woman body situation is just not it. Okay. Like, are you kidding me? Why don't you throw something else our way? Please.
I do cough. I mean,
Like,
you squeeze something the size of a watermelon out of something that's teeny tiny and say how you feel. Well, I had a C-section, but like seriously.
but even still, like you had your stomach cut open from
Wide
hip to
open.
hip.
Right. I mean, what's the worst that a man goes through? I mean, like a toothache puts him in the bed for a week. Right?
Come on. And you know what? They're not built for that. They're built for other things. And that's fine. But I want to come back and be built for those things and not be built for the shit that women have to deal with.
Right? Exactly. I just think it's hysterical. I love that when you do that because it's hilarious. You're like, what are you complaining about? It's not your body that just did a 180. You know, we give life. You know, what did you give? A headache.
I mean, but that's like it's the world we live in too, where there's not a lot of respect shown toward women. We don't demand it. We put all this, it's all about men and like, I swear to God, there needs to be a 15-minute moment of silence every day from 2 p.m. to 2:15 p.m. Pacific time, where everybody shuts the fuck up, gets on their knees, and bows down, all in honor of women. Because what?
We don't get any recognition.
None. And it's like, but we have to demand it, right?
Right? We do.
Stop putting men on a pedestal. Like, put yourself on a pedestal. Really think about what you've done as a woman. It's incredible.
Right. I mean, it's so true. It's like we keep the home clean, we keep the kids educated, we take care of everything in the house and responsibilities. We're running businesses, we're writing books, we're doing this, is that, and the other. And then they expect us to, like, look a certain way and dress a certain way and maintain a certain way. And it's like you can have a beer gut and you can like do whatever you want to do, and that's okay. But this has to be a certain, really, you
Yeah.
know. You know
Yeah.
what I said? My husband gave me a hard time. We always make each other laugh. We've never had a fight in the whole time I've known him, over 20 years. And
Uh-huh.
he said, he said, okay, he's like, let me hold your hand. Oh, wait, you don't have one. And he was trying to get it with comedy because I always laugh about something every time. And I'm like, oh, okay, is that how we're going to be? So when it happened, I didn't want to go anywhere. And he's like, come on, let's go to the store. Let's go to the store. I'm like, I'm not leaving. He's like, come on. So I do. And I'm finally like, okay, I'm ready to go. And I point and he goes, is it half off? And he goes, high five. No, you can't high five either, can you? And I was like, guess what else I can't do?
Flip you off.
No, come on.
Oh. You lose, boy. You
Right?
lose.
He's like, I nub you. And I'm like, that's what he says. I nub you. When we go out in public, he holds it. He holds the nub, and he's like, "I nub you."
Oh my
He
God.
did. He did try for 24 hours. He bandaged his up and put a sling on and tried to see what life would be like as an amputee. He couldn't do it. He couldn't make it through the day. He was like, "I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you get dressed. I don't know how you do your hair. I don't know how you do your makeup. I don't know how you shower. I don't know how you shave. I don't know how you do any of this." He's like, "I don't have a clue, and you won't let me help you." And so I did get my prosthetic arm, which is made a lovely decorative piece on my dresser because I refused to wear it. I had it custom made. I lost a lot of my art, my tattoos, when I lost that section, and so my prosthetic team let my husband and daughter design almost a tattoo, and then they tattooed my prosthetic, the whole thing, and so
Wow.
it's beautiful. It is. It's gorgeous. I'm not wearing it, and I've told everybody I'm not going to wear it. And it has like so many mechanics and has buttons. It's heavy, and I get stared at now like crazy. And it's like, why do I want to be stared at more? And people make kids are great. Like I had the cutest little girl. She goes, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I know." And she looked at my arm. I said, "It's okay. I lost my arm." And she goes, "Do you want me to help you find it?" She's so cute. And I was like, "Oh," and she goes, "Mom, I'm gonna help her find her arm." And it was the cutest thing ever. But then you have adults, and you wonder why our younger kids are having so many issues, who stare at you and they're like, "Oh God, I'm behind the lady without the hand in the grocery line." And she said that to her son. And I was like, oh, see, even when I'm in line and there's a senior person in front or behind me, I say, "Can I help you unload that?" And they look at me. I'm like, "I have one hand. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to help you unload." You know, and the people give you the most horrific stares. Like I had someone say, "Why would you even consider parking in handicap?"
Because I'm missing an arm, you idiot.
And I'm like, "Well, the great news is that I have hearing aids and I can turn this off and not hear you." It's like a lining on every dark cloud. It's
I
fantastic.
love
My
it.
husband will do it, and I'll just be like,
Are you saying something? Can't hear you.
"Can't hear you." And then my daughter will be like, "She's turned them off, right?" And he's like, "Are they on?" Huh? What?
Are you talking?
Yeah, nothing.
No wonder you guys don't fight. You just like shut it off.
But no, we've never fought. We're always on the same page. I mean, he's amazing, but no, and I remind him, when we broke up 20 years ago, it was heart wrenching. It was the most scariest time of my life. I was just devastated. And my daughter reminds him all the time because he cheated on me. And my daughter reminds him all the time that, if you ever got dumb again, I'm going to, like, and I'm like, wow, she has no filter. Like, she doesn't care at all. So the other day, she's like, "Come on, Baskin Robbins, let's go." And he goes, "Baskin Robbins?" And he goes, "Well," she's like, "Well, I know you've had more than 31 flavors."
Oh my, who is this child?
I know, right? She's hilarious.
Genius.
She's hilarious. Hilarious.
I love her. I love her. She's my spirit animal.
She's
That's
so
it.
great. She's like, "If I decide to become a lesbian, you could teach me how to do everything." And I'm like, "Okay, that is more than enough. This conversation is."
What? What?
And I was like, "No." And I said, I don't care who you're with, as long as whoever you're with treats you well and with respect, and they don't put your hands on you in an unwarranted way. She's like, yeah, but if you want to learn how to do something, you go to the best, right? And she was like, he's like McDonald's with a now serving number.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's.
Oh gosh. And now we say a little prayer for me.
Yeah. I'll give you one more before we go. My service dog is named Stucco, and he's absolutely beautiful. He just turned a year. And she named him. And she goes, I want to name him Stucco. I was like, fine, we'll name him Stucco. So one day my husband says, why did you name him Stucco? And she goes, well, your nickname when you dated mom 20 years ago was Stucco, right? And he goes, yeah. And she goes, well, he's the male, he's the stud, and he's humping all the bitches. So he takes after you. So he's.
Your daughter rules. That's it. She rules the world.
She's awesome. I love it. And he just looks at me and goes, are you going to say anything? I'm like, I got, nope,
Got nothing.
Like,
I have been stumped. Thank you.
I'm like, high five. She's all the time.
I love it.
She's like, Dad, you're a reformed slut. And I'm like, wow, it just doesn't stop. It's all the time.
Oh, wow. Wow. I'm
She
so
always
glad I'm on her side. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad I'm on that being's side.
She's always like, you need to appreciate women and what they do. And
Yes.
she tells me that all the time. And she was like, open the door for me. You work for me. She said that. She's like, you work for me. I pay your taxes. Let's go. And then she'll be like, I'm a best-selling author. What have you done? Open the door.
That's what I say. I pushed a baby out of my vagina with no drugs. What have you done? Open this door right now. Move out the way, people. I'm coming in. Like when men try to like own their space at the gym, and I'm like, I'm not. Do you realize I'm not scared of you?
Right.
Do you know what I've done? Do you know what I've survived? Oh, okay. Move over, bud. Move over.
Yeah. She'll be like, Dad, come on. And she'll be like, you've had enough pussycats. You better not have said what I. She said, no, it's a pussycat, Mom. There's a cat over there. And I'm like, because she knows I won't tolerate the language. And she's just like, but that's what I said was a cat. And I was like, you know what? And I can't do it with a straight face because she's like, I know you're laughing and that isn't a teachable moment.
Wow. I love her so much. Like, wow.
She's awesome.
What a gift.
She is a gift. She's such a gift. But then, when I lost my arm, she told my surgeon, she said, I want to ask you something. And he said, of course. And she goes, can you take mine and give it to my mom? Because I want her to have my arm. And I was like, oh, that's just who she is. That's who she is. Like, she's helping do the fundraising that we do because, we're funding all this out of our own pocket. And we're trying to get our 501c3, but we're sacrificing everything to be able to do this. And now we're going to give one of these dogs away. And, and she does artwork and stuff. And she's like, I'll draw a picture and we'll raffle it off. And, we'll do this and we'll do that. And she just has the biggest heart you've ever seen. It's just, she's contagious. That's why she's a contagious mom.
Yeah. Love that. Story. So beautiful. Really.
I can't thank you enough for being here. Will you come back again?
100%. Will you come be on my podcast when I
1000%.
Okay, good.
I will. Heck yeah.
Awesome.
I'll even loan you the little red.
Please.
Let your husband have at her a minute. It won't last long. She'll take it. She'll have it. She'll be finished. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to make sure everybody knows how to find you and get to you. And whatever I can do for you, please let me know.
Thank you, Victoria. It's been a pleasure being here.